MotoGP kicks off 42 races across 21 rounds. It's the start of the season here at Portimao, Portugal. So it all kicks off here on the 26th of March for the Portuguese Grand Prix. Then next week we're in Argentina for a 2-week break, and then we're off to the Americas as well. Then back to Europe with the Spanish Grand Prix on the 30th of April before France, Italy, Germany, Netherlands. Kazakhstan then has a little bit of a slot in between the European run as well on the 9th of July. Then it's the British Grand Prix after a month's break in early August. Then Austria at the end, followed by September, San Marino and India making its debut in September. Then a long October, Japan, Indonesia, Australia and Thailand as well, before the season rounds out in November with Malaysia, Qatar moving to the end of the year to have accommodation work for Formula 1, and then Valencia on the 26th of November rounds out 21 rounds and 42 races. It's the start of a brand new era. Hello everybody and welcome to MotoGP in 2023, and it's the first Grand Prix of the year. We've had a sprint, now we reset the grid with Marc Marquez on pole position once again and go for it. 24 laps becomes 25 for this race as well. They've added an extra one on to the overall distance. So it's a 25 lap race compared to the 12 we had yesterday. More drama expected, a lot closer fighting as well. I can't wait for this to get started. We've got around about 14 minutes to go until the start of the race. At the moment, our main timing screens are frozen, but we have got a backup timing screen, so that is the positive. And we're going to hear from the grid soon as well, with Nat Quirk down there, Michael Laverty and Susie Perry giving us all the information as well. But after the sprint race yesterday, it is Pecco Bagnaia who is leading the World Championship already. He's already got 12 points with a victory in the sprint, so he's got a lot more to look forward to going into tomorrow. I can't wait. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic race, and it's going to be absolutely epic. So down to the grid then, starting with Susie and Michael.
We can get some news from Wilco Zeelenberg from the Aprilia camp. Well, Wilco, we know from last season how strong the Aprilias are now. Were you quite expecting the satellite Aprilias to be as strong as they are with Miguel on the second row here?
Well, we hope for it. That's why we choose Miguel and Raul, of course. And we have seen that the Aprilias were fast last year. Of course, yesterday there were two Aprilias at the finish line in front of us. So you know, we had a great race, a great pace, and we hope to do a little bit better today.
Yeah, what do you think Miguel's chances are today in front of the home crowd?
Well, I think his wish is to do the similar race and do a better last lap.
All the best today.
Thank you very much.
I think it's probably a good time to mention the fact that former world champion Fabio Quartararo going from 10th today. Yamaha really struggling their woes continue, don't they?
Unfortunately for them, they've got the speed in terms of race trim, but when you're back in the fourth row of the grid and you're trying to pass V4s who have the outright top speed to keep you away from an overtake in the braking zone, Fabio's going to have such a good first lap, get creative to get through there. And if he does manage that and he's in the top 5 after a few laps, then a podium or even a potential race win is on the cards. He is that fast. He's still able to perform miracles with the chassis, but it's not easy when you can't qualify.
Okay, let's go down to Mayo Marigali, who's with Natalie for the latest in Yamaha.
Well, Mayo, it really wasn't Fabio's day yesterday, was it? Qualifying, then got caught up in an incident during the race. Something else as well this morning, bit of an issue with his bike?
No, this morning what happened is just the system recognized there was a mistake, and the recovery just switch off the engine. Yesterday was for sure a hot race. The sprint race anyway is going to be like this. In a normal weekend it might be okay, but otherwise it's it's becoming complicated to work, to prepare the main race, because at the end we don't have time. But actually, the pace that he showed was very good. And okay, we were disappointed, of course, because we could not score any point. But in the way that he was able to recover, to close the gap, and we check also the results. And at the beginning, he was almost 7 seconds behind the leader, and at a certain point of the race, he could recover 2 seconds. So without all the issues happen, already in the start, we had a bad start, and then, okay, Mir hit him, and he lost a lot of position. I think something positive were there. So now it's really fundamental to be as much as possible in front at the first corner, and then I think he can play well.
Fresh start, fresh race today. Fabio, just getting on his bike. Thank you for talking to us, Maya.
You're welcome.
Let's have a word, Michael, about the Aprilia boys this weekend. They look pretty good in testing and clearly have made jumps forward this winter.
Yeah, actually, the 3 Aprilias, the satellite one of Miguel Oliveira, the 2 factory bikes, they were a little bit unlucky yesterday. So Maverick has really strong pace, but you could see Aleix Espargaro didn't want to let Maverick through, so there was a little bit of in-team fighting, and they actually hampered each other.
And then there was a hug at the end.
Yeah, they do get on well, but yeah, both want to lead the team. So obviously, when you look back last year, Aleix was taking the championship fight to Fabio, to Pecco. So this season he's going to want to do that again. But I've got a feeling about Maverick Vinales. He looked racy, even in the sprint yesterday. Made his way through, made good overtakes. He's comfortable in the garage now, happy with that bike. We know what Maverick's capable of when he's in the right headspace, and he seems to be there right now.
Is there anybody else we should be looking at in terms of race pace today?
It's a difficult one. Obviously, the Ducatis are strong, and I do think it's going to be a Martin and Bagnaia fight. It's going to be tough for Mark back there. Luca Marini's a good pace, unlucky. A few crashes this weekend, so not going to be an easy one for him to get forward.
And Alex Marquez has looked strong as well, hasn't he, too? I think we're expecting an anthem now, so we'll take a break.
Heróis do mar, nobre povo, nação valente e imortal, levantai hoje de novo o esplendor de Portugal. Entre as brumas da memória, ó pátria, sente-se a voz dos teus igrejos avós, que há de guiar-te à vitória. As armas sobre a terra e sobre o mar. As armas pela pátria lutar, contra os canhões marchar.
So we are all set now here in Portimao for the main event. Let's find out what tyres are being used by which team. Sylvain has the latest on that.
Yes, Susie, and there's some news for this year on the tyre side. Michelin decided to bring only 2 spec of tyres now instead of 3 for the rear tyres, and this is going to be on every event this year. So here in Portimao we have the soft tyre that was used by everybody in the sprint race yesterday, and we have a medium tyre. It's just a bit harder on the left side. Now this medium tyre is going to be used by most of the riders in that sprint race. This is because in that long race, sorry, because they need more endurance. They need to those tyres to go all the way to the end of the race. In the front, we've got a bit of a mixed bag. We've got Oliveira here that we can see on the grid. He's on the hard front. All the other Aprilias are on the hard front as well. And it's a tyre they used in the sprint as well, so they are very comfortable with that tyre. Now with the changes, this side, just on this side, if you come with me, Jack Miller. Jack Miller is the big changer from yesterday. Jack yesterday used the soft front, and he was able to go to the front of the race with that soft front activating very early on in the race. Extremely fast pace. But for this race, he's decided to go with a hard front, so it'll be really interesting to see how he gets on, because Jack this weekend has had a lot of speed. Now on the tyre side as well, we've got a new rules that is going to be enforced very soon about the tyre pressures. There will be no punishment for free races, we've been told, but the tyre pressures are being monitored. Everybody's got the same CPMS system to measure those tyre pressures and report to Dorna, so the tyre pressures don't go too low. As a reminder, front tyre pressure, minimum front tyre pressure is 1.88 bars, and in the rear it's 1.7, so they're going to have to monitor that, because after free races, theoretically, teams and riders can get punishments if they go underneath that, and this is a safety measure brought by Michelin.
Thanks very much, Sylvain. We're getting all set then up here in the comms box now. We've got basic. We've lost our weather graphic. But we still have a timing tower, fingers crossed. And this is the backup timings. So basically, Dorna, thumbs up. You're doing a swell job this year. Really are. Well done. Not an abysmal waste of money at all, is it, paying you for timings that you can't even afford to fix. Either way, though, we're getting ready and all set for what's going to be an absolutely frantic session. Really can't wait for this. Coming up, race winner last year, the Portuguese Grand Prix, Fabio Quartararo. He crashed in the warm-up session this morning as well. He's got a lot of work to do in order to close back up as well. Didn't manage that much in the sprint race yesterday. What can he do in the main race today? Yesterday was 12 laps. Today it's 25, as you can see, for the Premier class. It's coming up now. Who will be the MotoGP Race 1 winner? We are going to find out. Good morning to Adam. He says, hi Josh, enjoy the MotoGP race. Picking Marquez to win. I've gone for, are you ready for this? Marc Marquez, 2. I think he's going to win. I generally do think Marquez is going to win this race. All seems to be up there. All signs seem to be pointing to him. He had a warm-up in the sprint yesterday. He managed to get 3rd, which was a bronze medal. It was Jorge Martin 2nd, and then 1st was gold, Pecco Bagnaia. Anticipation through the roof, expectation is high. Who is going to win as the delegates leave the grid? This is where it all starts. Hopefully you won't notice too much of a difference. We'll get our systems back mid-race, I presume. So we'll just have to bear with the basic timing screen at the moment. Now, it's not too different for you, but up in the box, we have no live timing. We're going to be relying solely on the TV pictures for the opening of this race until we get our timings back. So hopefully Dorna fix this error going forward, and we can have our systems fully operational. We were expecting to hear the MotoGP theme, but it doesn't seem to come on at the moment. Megan says, I'll be in a minute. Well, she'll probably have that time as well. Marquez on pole, Bagnaia alongside him, then Jorge Martin front row. Here we go then. 3 minutes to go until the start procedure. As the safety car goes away on the grid, the BMW M3. The touring spec heads into turn number 1. We've had 2 great openers. Moto 3 was a classic as always. Moto 2 took a little bit of time to get into it. Saying 5 minutes until the race start. It's not, it's 3 minutes. The graphic is even wrong there as well as they come forward. Here's your starting tyres. Marquez starting hard front, medium rear. Bagnaia's medium front and medium rear. Jorge Martin is hard front, medium rear. So that's the top 3. Here it is then. I hope you enjoy it. It's the 2023 curtain riser. We've had our starter. It's time for the main course with Marquez on pole. there. Here we go then. We've had the start up. Time for your main course of MotoGP action in 2023. Here's your starting grid then from pole position back. Marc Marquez, followed by Pecco Bagnaia and Jorge Martin, Miguel Oliveira, then it's Jack Miller and Maverick Vinales. Third row, Bezzecchi, Marini and Zarco. Fourth row, Quartararo, Aleix Espargaro and Alex Marquez. Fifth row with Famia, Binder and Rins. Sixth row sees Morbidelli alongside Nakagami and Fernandez. Then it's Raul Fernandez and Fabio Di Giannantonio starting at the back. Warm-up lap is starting. We haven't got any timings. We'll hopefully get those back soon. You've got everything bar the weather graphic on your screen. Megan Birch joins me as the formation lap starts.
Amazing.
You can. Megan, MotoGP more than ever. We had the sprint yesterday. Now it's the first Grand Prix. But we kind of already know what's going to happen. We've got an idea. Bagnaia's quick, Mark struggles. Yeah. Who do you think you're going Bagnaia straight to win?
Yeah.
Third point. Fingers crossed.
Yesterday.
This is the championship standings then. After the sprint yesterday, Bagnaia leads by 12 points. Martin's on 9 points, so he's 3 points back. Marquez is on 7 as well, and it keeps on going, keeps on circulating back. I'm being told that our timings might be operational by lap 5 up here in the comms box. You're going to have timings throughout the race, by the way. And then hopefully we'll flick between them at some point and we won't lose our coverage, which is a possibility. But this is it then. 20 riders, Megan. No Enea Bastianini after crashing yesterday in the sprint. No Pol Espargaro either. And just so many riders getting knocked out and Azan Guevara as well not in. It's so many just going, nope, sorry, can't race, injured.
It's like a curse.
Yeah. Are you expecting any sort of drama in today's race, or is it just going to be...
Given yesterday's race, yes.
I was going to say, is it going to be all safe and smooth and everyone's... No. Can Marquez hold on for the race win?
Don't know.
Oh, you're very much on the mark, aren't you? Oh, don't know. Don't know. Is that water you've got?
Yes, so there's something at the trouble with water, which you can see if there's something at the bottom of the cup, and you immediately get put off.
That's fine. It's all fine. Onto the grid then they come. One at a time. We're just getting our graphics up in the comms box. Me and Megan have to go do so much work because we've only got a little timing screen.
Guesswork.
At the moment, yeah, complete guesswork at the moment as it comes on. Prediction for pole then, Megs. Who are you going for?
Bagnaia.
Okay, that's race win, by the way, not pole position. I'm getting it wrong. Yeah. Either way, stand back, make yourself counted. It's 21 rounds, the longest season ever. We have already had 42 races. It's time to see what will happen. 25 laps. The MotoGP season is 5 lights away. Action! And it's a great start from Marquez and Jorge Martin. And Martin leads as Marquez comes and swaps off Bagnaia. But look who's jumped up into turn 1. It's Miguel Oliveira. Martin jumps on the inside line. He shuts the door. Great start. Maverick Vinales already as well. He's up into 4th position. Bagnaia coming through. Marquez nearly goes off. He's going to be dropping into the midfield. He's with Aleix Espargaro. So nearly contact between him. But Miguel Oliveira only leads the race as we enter turn 5.
We didn't do that yesterday.
And look at Marquez. Look at the inside of Vinales. Bagnaia is up into 3rd position. Brilliant start from Miguel Oliveira.
Certainly didn't do that yesterday. Must have been waiting.
And Bagnaia trying to hold off as well for Marc Marquez and Maverick Vinales further behind. But brilliant start from the front row of the grid. Absolutely electric. Can't wait to see what we have in the remaining of this championship. Yarmi is up into 12th position as well. Oh, look at that. Bagnaia looking on the inside of Martin. And we've got a repeat of yesterday. But the O&F guys in their first ever race, Megan, lead their way. This is their first Grand Prix, I should point out. And Oliveira might lead a lap, but Martin's closing in.
I am a bit shocked.
Yeah.
They must have been holding back yesterday to give a false sense of security.
He was 4th, wasn't he, as well,
Yeah.
Oliveira? He was really strong, and he came out of nowhere. It's turn 1.
He took all of them by surprise. It's like, this is easy. What?
Yeah, jump up at the inside and give a little bit of a wave and a hello boys, I'm back. And Bagnaya's going to try and take the inside line of Jorge Martin. Marc Marquez going to try and go on the inside as well towards turn number 1. We all back out of it. Into Primera they go. Mia's been given a long lap penalty as Alex Marquez is up into 11th, passing Alex Rins. Bagnaya takes second position away from Martin as we go into Lagos. Oh, and look at Marquez as well. Marquez getting the jump back on the inside.
I literally have no words for this.
It's a crazy race.
I feel like everything's happening so fast, you're just thinking, okay, what do I speak about now?
And Martin's coming back on the... Marquez back on the inside, trying to have a run through as well.
On board with Martin, and it looks... Oh, I think now we're on board... Yeah, one front view of Martin. Getting very close to Bagnaia right now. Long lap penalty for Johan Mir.
Well, we knew that was coming, sadly, didn't we, as well? That's sort of the thing. Right, we've got our main graphics back, finally, so we'll get our weather graphic back. I knew we'd have them on the opening lap, ready on lap 2. Bagnaia, then, is hunting down Miguel Oliveira. The gap between them, Megan, is 0.094 of a second, and no jump starts, is saying from race control. Sing Hosanna, we're into the races. Bagnaia at the inside of Miguel Oliveira. Turn 13 for the race lead. Ducati hits the front.
Right, so Bagnaia somehow is...
Electric?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where did that come from?
Just such a grunt of that bike. It's like bang,
I think
bang,
he was
bang.
feeling supplanted. Just like, I won this yesterday. How dare you?
Yeah, don't take a me. Don't cry for me. Let's look at this. Oliveira there's going to have the run up the hill towards turn number 1 as well. He's going to pull to the inside line, trying to find a way through. Oh, it's a bit close on the braking zone.
Maybe everyone wants to see the back.
Yeah, because look, there's loads of... Hang on, what's happening to Marquez?
Who's down?
Well, I think it's a time. No, look at the screen. Marquez on the inside. He's touched the back.
Oh.
And out goes Oliveira. Man, it's going to be a red, surely. Marquez goes down. The timings are ahead of the TV pictures. Marquez is out. Oliveira's out at turn 4.
I said he might crash.
Oh, and this might be a red flag. Miguel Oliveira's not happy. Incident's coming under investigation.
He's hurt.
Are they going to red flag the race? Oliveira's injured. Well, I'm not surprised.
His leg.
He got clattered into by the side of the bike. Wait, Mark's fine. Let's take another look at it. I don't want to see another look at this because we've got a rider injured. So Marquez comes in, trail brakes, hits the back of Jorge Martin and sideswipes into the side. They've got to red flag this. Oliveira, that is an entire motorcycle right to the back.
He full on torpedoed into him.
Are they red flagging?
Mark must be feeling so bad right now.
Yellow flag in sectors 1 and 2. I'm not seeing any sign of the red flag on the timing monitors. They're going to have to stop this. They're going to have to red flag this race.
He is literally carrying on the track.
Yeah. And
in pain.
It's a very fast part of the track as well, turn 4 Lagos. Throw the red flag, race to control. Freddie Spencer is the race director. Stop this race now, because that is a nasty accident. And the riders don't care about the yellow flags. We've seen that before. Yellow's around sectors 1 and 2. No sign of the red flag.
For them, a yellow flag is just make sure to look out in this area so you don't kill someone.
They're going to go through it. Bagnaia with the fastest lap as well. Alex Marquez making a move past Binder, and he's still there, Megan. He's still there. Instantly involved Marquez and Oliveira to get out of the race. But, Megan, he's still there at turn 4, and the riders are going through that part of the track. Now, look, we've got marshals. He's being stretchered off, and no one is slowing down.
Oh my!
That should have been.
That's disgusting.
That should have been instant red flag. I'm sorry. That should have been an instant red flag.
The amount of people.
Because they've moved Oliveira now, as the yellow flag is now rescinded. But they've moved Oliveira, and if he's had any sort of damage as well, because that was a hefty whack on the side of the back.
Yeah.
It could be that was a spinal injury I was most worried about, and they've just lifted him off. That should have been a red flag, and the race stopped. Utterly disgusting.
What happens if really, touch wood, he doesn't? But what happens if he actually does have a spinal injury? They've just lifted him up carelessly in a hurry, and they could permanently damage him.
Marquez is okay. He's on the back of the bike already. He's out. Oliveira, obviously, is the one we're worried about, but there was no red flag, and there should have been.
Told you it'd be exciting.
I want to have a look and see what was being said there as well.
There he is.
Oh, that's good to see that Miguel Oliveira is conscious. and he sat up talking. That's great news.
Oh, I think
This is on board. So, look, this is on board with Marquez. He's going to lock the brakes, hit the back curve for Martin, and sideswipe
that is directly into the middle of the back.
If I can, Megan, it's equivalent of this. Bang. Hard push, but a lot more force.
Yeah. And with someone actually having a stiff back.
Yeah.
Crouched over.
That's really bad. Really bad. As Quartararo's made his pace up to 11th now. Vinales with a 1:39.067 fast lap of the race so far. In fact, Megan, that is the new best race lap record because it was set by Quartararo last year, 1:39.435. So that's a new race lap record out on the board right now.
That's good. Do you know why I keep doing this? I'm just trying to see how much, because you do this a lot, I'm just trying to see how much you move with, that's why I'm holding my phone, with the steps.
tracker, yeah.
I just want to see how much you move during that time.
Well, I'll check my heart rate for you as well. They've all got heart things on as well, so I'll check my current heart rate. My heart rate at the moment, if it goes up, as we watch Bagnaia 3/10 ahead of Vinales at the moment, my heart rate...
It was 80 12 minutes ago.
That was at the start of the race, eh? I'm not doing too bad, am I? At the
Steady.
moment? What's my current...
COVID did just...
Yeah, my current heart rate there is 104 beats per minute on my Apple Watch monitor. I don't move that much in the commentary box. I'm not going side to side all the time.
I'm trying to emulate a Formula 1 race.
I was going to say, because at the moment we just look like a pair of window wipers. That's what happened to Mark Blundell once, and Martin Brundle with Murray Walker. They just go in the commentary box and they're getting rhythm, so they just look like a pair of window washers at the end of the race. Anyway, back to the action. Bagnaia leads, 0.4 of a second to Vinales. We are watching number 4. The position of Marco Bezzecchi, the number 72, chasing down Jack Miller, Megan, who's now promoted up into 3rd position. Red Bull... KTM have had a fantastic day so far. If you haven't seen the Moto2 or Moto3 races right now, they've been electric in them as Bezzecchi up the inside passes Jack Miller. Marco Bezzecchi up into 3rd. Miller back in the Red Bull colours at the KTM factory. Going to have to push in order to get some grip. And now he's got a great run out of turn 4 on the run down to turn 5 here. Pinatore Vip looks to the inside line. Jack's got hard front, medium rear. Compared to Bezzecchi, medium front, medium rear.
I like Miller's tyre compounds for this weather. Because then you're putting a lot of pressure on front. And then you're completely fine with that because it's basically the same amount as the
I know you like a timing screen. That's the best I can do without you looking at this one down here. I know we've got 2 big ones at the moment, but we've lost a monitor up in the comment box at the moment with a lead failure.
Can I just mention something? I walk a lot. Though this does not pick up all my steps.
No, that's
why does it not do that?
Because it's not on you. You need one of those.
Yeah, but how does it pick up my steps?
Hey, for your birthday, why didn't you ask for a Fitbit or something like that?
Because they cost £300.
We have a sister, and it's your 18th.
Still.
Use that advantage. I'm joking. Marc Marquez back in the pit lane as well. Kellen's probably watching. Morning, Kellen. Talk us to the start there, Megs. Great start for Mark, but look, he comes across on the inside of...
Basically, then we go into a little battle. Olivia sees, opportunity.
Comes back on the inside of turn 4. Look, Marquez almost took him out there as well. He was too hot into turn 4, the opening lap of the race. And there goes Oliveira. Oh, and he touched Martin. He did touch Martin on the opening.
Is he going for everyone?
He touched Martin twice. That was the replay. Caught me by surprise. I thought we were looking back at the start then. I thought that was his first moment. Oliveira's been taken to the medical centre for a checkup, and that's his son. Yeah. That's he's Oliveira's father watching on. Not happy.
He had such a great start to the race.
Yeah. It's quieting down a bit.
And now he's crashed out.
Can we just point out, I haven't realised it yet, Maverick Vinales is P2 going for his first win on a Aprilia. Don't forget, he hasn't won since he was on the Yamaha and he got fired mid-season about 2-3 years ago.
Well, I hope he does well. And twins.
Maverick Vinales' last race win was in Qatar 2021, the season opener when you rejoined the MotoGP commentary team, Megan. That was back in 2021 at the Yamaha. That was his last race win. Went to Aprilia mid-season and hasn't won since. Yeah, actually, that's a point. You won for race 1, but you were cursed afterwards, yeah. I think even he would agree with that, you being a curse there. So, 19. Can we point out, if this was the sprint race, Megan, yesterday, we would be near the end of it, lap 7 of 12.
Oh, yeah.
19 laps to go. Doesn't this feel a bit more normal? A bit better?
Yeah.
It's a bit like, okay, we've got an entire race to try and cover. Do get in touch with us on the YouTube stream as well. We've got the chat open every now and then in the box, flicking between pages. As Maverick Vinales, Megan, on that Aprilia, is inside the toe of Pecco Bagnaia down towards turn 1. He's going for it. Oh, and Bagnaia shuts the door on him, and that's turn 1. But they've pulled out a second to Bezzecchi in third position on the Mooney VR46 team, so that's quite good. Really enjoying this race. This is MotoGP.
I'd like another crack.
Yeah, this is MotoGP. No practice nonsense, no sprint race as well.
Just racing.
Pure racing, pure Grand Prix racing, where the big points matter. 25 for a race win, 20 for second, and this is really where they're going to start coming up. And Vinales, who didn't have a great sprint race yesterday, wants to have a better main race today. As I thought that was your mic then. But it's a nice graphic for Maverick Vinales popping up. He's in P2.
He's really going for it.
He's a tenth of a second behind Bagnaia, but Vinales is pushing. This is like an old Maverick. He hasn't won a race since the season opener 2 years ago in 2021. That's a long time. Long time. It was 2021 when he last won. That's when you rejoined the country.
Like Lewis Hamilton. They both are having bad years.
In fact, if you could just Google when Qatar 2021 was for MotoGP, because I swear it was around about March 26th. Happy birthday to Ian Birch, by the way. Dad is 62 years old today. And he's enjoying his day so far, isn't he?
Yes, yes, yes.
And that is a replay at turn 5, Megan.
28th. That's Jack's birthday.
Oh, so it started today. I thought it was around here. So it's been almost 2 years since Vinales won a race. It's unbelievable. Jack Miller's made a mistake, by the way, and it's let Alex Marquez through into 4th position. He made it down turn 5, hairpin, Tory Vip.
Oh, I see Bezzecchi's fine.
Yeah, still in 3rd position.
Right. Apparently, this underestimates you by 21%. So I'm doing more steps than I actually am told.
Bagnaia into turn 5. Vinales taking a wide line, but gets it hooked up nicely at the exit of turn 5 and pushes forward. Come on, what have you got for us? What have you got to give us in this MotoGP race? Can you find anything to liven it up? Because right now it's like a pressure cooker, slowly building the tension, and every now and then you get a wham up the back. Especially if you're Miguel Oliveira. And if Marc Marquez is around.
So be careful if you have wheels.
Yes, that's true. Well, look, this is the Ducati noise, Megan. It sounds fantastic, doesn't it, on board with the bike?
It does. It's like white noise. You can go to sleep with it.
So at the moment, Bagnaia will take the maximum points, Megan, 25 and 12 for the sprint, and will lead on 37 World Championship points. Vinales will be on 25, 12 points back, which means if Vinales wins the sprint next weekend and Bagnaia doesn't score, they go into Argentina next weekend, level on points.
Let's hope no one cries.
Vinales might actually take the lead here. He's on the inside. He's going for it in the Aprilia, but that Ducati, so much more stoppage power into turn 1.
I wouldn't go for it till near the end.
No, he's going to trail behind him. But Vinales hard front, medium rear. So Bagnaia's got the pace on the front tyres. The reason we're seeing Bagnaia brake so late into turn 1 is because he's on the medium front tyres. So there's a lot more temperature in them. There's a lot more grip in the front end, which means he can risk the bike braking so much later into the deep hairpins. Whereas Vinales is on the hard front tyre. And in these conditions at the moment, with the air temperature at 22 degrees, ground temperature only at 37 degrees, the hard tyres get almost too hot, so they become a bit sticky when they don't have much grip. It begins to slide around, so that's why at the moment we're seeing Bagnaia at the front and Vinales right behind him, because at the moment Bagnaia has more grip, but towards the end of the race, when Bagnaia's tyres go, the hard tyre would have effectively worn itself down to a medium compound tyre, and he'll be able to jump ahead with fresher grip.
Well, like Miller's one.
Yeah, exactly,
Yes.
yeah. Because Miller's on hard front, medium rear.
It's a smart idea.
It's a very good idea. It's a genius as well, especially as we saw in pre-season testing, the Ducatis as well struggle with front-end grip. They were always having problems. And with Yamaha as well. If you wonder why Quartararo's 10th and Morbidelli 16th, Yamaha had a massive problem in pre-season testing in terms of the overall grip of the bike. They can't get the tyres. The Michelin's hooked up at all. They really struggle. Is it Michelin?
Michelin.
Yeah.
I've just been looking through my settings. Exposure notifications.
That would have been interesting. Hello.
Yeah. A possible exposure to COVID-19. I lived in a house.
Yeah, I had COVID all last week. And well, can I just point out at the moment, you're lucky you're not commentating in the house because it was close to not you being in the box, but I'm glad you are. Maverick Vinales giving a prayer and some round of applause to the crowd there. A man who might have a grid penalty for the next race, Megan, in Argentina.
Yeah, I don't think it's very good.
D'Antonio.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, we're down to 17 now. Fabio D'Antonio into the pit lane and looks to be out of the race as we continue on here for 15 laps to go. It's lap 11. So, by the way, that was the sprint. We've done the sprint now. Now, we are on to the main race. And how quick did that sprint go? That's what I mean.
Too quick.
And yeah, there's confirmation that Fabio D'Antonio out. So the Grenesci team that started with dominance last year in Qatar, with Bastianini winning, one of them's retired, but
Alex, he had a bit of damage on his side.
He did, so yeah, he must have been involved in contact early on in the race.
Not what we got to see.
No, well, it's Dawn or TV direction. Not get to see much, do we? But one Grenesci out, the other Grenesci of Alex Marquez in 4th position, and is looking very tidy indeed in a battle with Bezzecchi for 3rd and Miller right behind him.
At least one Marquez is having a good day.
Yes. The Marquez we expected to do well once he switched away from Honda onto a Grenesci Ducati bike. First time Alex Marquez ever ridden a Ducati. He's been Hondas all his life, even in junior classes and going through here.
Well, I don't agree with Hondas after what happened to Fernando.
Let it go, Megan.
I won't let it go.
He's been on the podium twice in this season already as Fernando Alonso.
Yes, with what?
Mercedes.
Yeah.
The equal engines he wanted. Yeah, I know. So, this is becoming a little bit of a telltale battle between Bagnaia and Vinales as to exactly who's going to break first. Look at that from Bagnaia! The bike was twitching coming into turn 7 as well.
That is not good.
The bike...
Let's look at the tyres.
Yeah, it's starting to jump around, isn't it? That Ducati. The whole shot device, it works out the corners quite well, but it didn't activate there. And the ride height device at the rear, which absorbs the bumps on the back of the Ducati,
if only we could get
was working overtime.
like that with him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Aprilia, I think, really want this opening race win. Remember, we talked about this in the qualifying, Megan. They've lost their succession. Is this a replay of Marquez? Yeah, tagging the back of Roy Martin and... Oh, it's right on the back.
Oh, that wheel went right into him.
On Oliveira in the replay. So it's right on the back. It's right on the spine.
Remember
Yeah.
when I broke your ribs?
Yeah, it's pretty much
accidentally?
similar.
It's that. It's basically that.
Do I remember when you broke my rib? Yes. Was I reminded of that last week because COVID goes to the weakest parts of your body and it went to my coccyx at my back and my chest? Yes, I did. Thanks for that. You broke my rib 5 years ago and I'm still...
10 years ago.
Was it 10?
It was 10 years ago and I was 8. I am almost 18 now.
Megs.
We know children who have grown up and are like capable of speaking full sentences in the time that it has been since.
And it still hurts. 10 years later and it still hurts.
She never went to hospital for some reason.
Benny says, MotoGP Portugal Live. Yep, this is. Octavius, hello, says, I need the rib-breaking story in full, please. I was bent over Mum and Dad's bed.
Okay,
because we were doing presents.
Ages. 8 years old. 14.
Yeah, we were wrapping
the
presents.
Context of how forceful.
We're not going there.
It was funny.
I was helping David, who's our brother, wrap some presents. Can't remember whose birthday it was. And
I think it was Mum's.
I think so, yeah. And Megan was right behind me and jumped on my back And because I was at an angle where the mattress was sort of
And the
here,
wooden bed frame.
and the wooden bed frame, it sort of went smash on me and broke my rib and broke parts of my back. And I still feel it 10 years later. She gave me a possible hemothorax, by the way. My muscles are permanently damaged here. Permanently. Because of that.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. Really hurts every now and then. I can't go out in the winter now.
Who wants to go out in a cold winter anyway?
Hello to Casey Campbell as well.
I gave you an excuse.
Yes, that's true. Hello to Casey Campbell. He says, hi, Jojo. Hello, Casey. And Brad says, this race is boring. We're in a lull phase at the moment, but it's going to...
That's why the rib-breaking stories around.
It's going to liven up. We'll have some juiciness in a minute. Bezecchi versus Marquez, Miller and Binder.
He doesn't
The
let
3,
me
4,
forget
5
it.
and 6 is getting close. No, I don't.
I just find it funny.
It hurts. Octavia says, bloody hell, I would never let my sister forget that for the rest of my life. I don't.
Yeah, though I find it funny. I've done even worse stuff over here.
Yeah, you dropped a sellotape holder on my nose.
That was the
before as
same
well.
year.
Yes, yeah.
That was the year of me hurting Joshua accidentally. It happens a lot now I think about it. So I just don't know my own strength.
Have I been to a MotoGP race before? Not a MotoGP, but I have been to a WSB event at Cadwell, some of their pre-season testing.
It is a running joke, I don't know.
Cadwell is the best place to go for bikes. Forget Silverstone. Cadwell Park is the best place to go for motorcycles.
enjoyed it.
I really want to take you as well. That's something I want to do. I want to take you.
walking.
I know. I want to take you to Cadwell Park. It's such a great.
Buy a
circuit.
golf cart.
Yeah, but it's only like 20 minutes away from us as well. It's like I'm surprised we've never been.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, I could take you to the commentary box as well. We can stand in there.
I'm going to have to jump down on
Yeah. No. It's in the pit lane area. It's quite nice. So 12 to go, lap 15 and 25, now 11 laps to go. Bagnaia leads by 7/10 of a second to Maverick Vinales in second. Now remember that Bagnaia's tyres might fade towards the end of the race, and that's where Vinales might come in. Although it's on medium compound rear. Josh, when were you going to go to Formula E? Will you be commentating? When you go to Formula E, will you be commentating? Yes, at Portland. Yes, I will be commentating. We'll be live. Megan will be here controlling all the stream and then also doing the MotoGP stuff around then when I'm busy. But yeah, the plan is I'll go there and I'll commentate from the track live with Ed and Megan back in the main commentary box as well, controlling everything. So yeah, that's the plan. And we'll hear from the drivers and everything, and I'll just have a bit of fun. I'm hoping it works out. Is it just me or KTM overreaching, says Octavius. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Moto3 and Moto2, they had victories. So I'm really surprised that we're not seeing a similar situation here. It's their type of track,
Well,
Portugal.
I suppose it's more a capability of riders smashing into each other.
Yeah.
Effectively.
And Miller had a wide moment at turn 5 as well.
I'm just going to go look outside the door because I keep hearing something outside it.
It's probably someone doing some gardening or something, or laundry. Vinales is 9/10 of a second back now to Bagnaia. So the race starting to come into control. I'm really actually a bit annoyed at this because what this is proving is that the sprint race is the better race so far this weekend with action. Because yesterday they're all on soft front tyres, soft mediums, 12-lap sprints, go out for it. And now at the moment in this race, it's not providing some great action as well. Yeah, I was just saying, yeah. Oh, I see. I was just saying, Megan. You going to Formula E in America sounds expensive. Oh, believe me, it is. It is expensive. And that's why the cost is taking so much. But that's the one that we most want to do this year. And it's also the one that's easiest to do as well. Megan, I was just saying, at the moment, the most interesting race this weekend in MotoGP terms was the sprint.
Don't.
It was.
We have an injury here.
Yeah, but...
That injury would have happened in this one.
Yes, but
if the sprint race had.
Yeah, but the sprint race was more exciting than this Grand Prix at the
We
moment.
would have had more drivers. I mean, riders here in this race if the sprint race had never have happened.
Brad says, can't you just go to Formula E in London? No, because at the same time we've got to cover Formula 1, Formula 2, and God knows what else is on that weekend in Spa. So, believe me, it'll be just as expensive as doing the... In fact, it's cheaper to do the American race than it is to do any other. surprisingly. Because all I've got to do is flights. Because I've got a media pass as well, place to stay, all that lot. So I've just got to get the flight money. Should really start Patreon.
Let's see if I
Get more podcasts done and get it on Patreon or something. I don't know. I should.
You could put your TikToks on.
No, Patreon's for view only stuff. So pay
I
per
know,
PPV.
you could put your TikToks on there first.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I see your point now.
And then you put them on.
I'd like to do some more videos, to be fair. Because we're doing a lot this year, but only on weekends. I'd like to get more stuff out.
You could put behind the scenes things on it.
Yeah, if I give you a camera for one of these weekends, if we can get that sorted. I still don't know why we don't.
I just catch you just like, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Just like, I'm working. Just like, then I go into your room, just like, what are you doing? Just like, I'm doing the TikTok. Hi.
Let's get a camera on you in Australia, because you're in Australia next weekend in the middle of the night. Hello.
Hi.
So yeah.
How did I get onto this?
I don't know. Yeah, let's get you a camera for Australia, because it's a night race, so you're in Australia. Megan's point of view of the Australian Grand Prix. Wakes up 20 minutes before the race, gets into the comments box.
Just
groggy.
like first point of view.
Groggy. Yeah, groggy.
Just like, why did Mum and Dad have
Yeah, but Megan, you've forgotten something. It's a night race and you're doing it. Go. Coffee.
coffee?
Yeah, that's teared you up now, isn't it? Coffee.
Lattes?
Yeah.
I love a latte.
Yeah, coffee. Early
Can we
morning.
buy some Costa lattes?
Yeah, it'd be the early morning race if we get coffee.
It's like in the
Fat-
packages.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's 2 each.
Because I noticed, like, do you know, like,
The cans.
no.
The
Like Nan
packets.
used to have.
The packets of Costa. The Costa
Yeah.
packet. Oh, yeah, we could do, I suppose.
Or actual ones. I love lattes. I love Costa lattes.
Next week. See you in Australia.
I know what I'm having tomorrow.
Yeah, see you in Australia.
They're just so refreshing. Every single Tuesday, I just take a sip of my latte.
Coffee's good.
Happiness.
Anyway, now look at this, because Mark, look at this. Bagnaia's tyres have started to go off. This is the crunch point we were waiting for, because Vinales was 3/10 faster than him on the last lap. So Bagnaia's front medium tyre, it's gone. Now Vinales is going to start coming into it. And what's this replay we're seeing down at turn 9 at Craig Jones, just after the jump section? Oh, it's Oh, that's a wonderful wallpaper, isn't it? With Bagnaia. Does he get awful? Does he get both wheels off the floor? Does he? Does he do a jump? No.
Just one.
The force of gravity on these bikes are insane. But we have had a few riders jump this weekend over the hill and far away. Marc Marquez is coming to play. Bang. Right on the inside.
Everyone won!
Oh, look at this. Jack Miller's passed Alex Marquez on the inside into turn 5. Look, side by side in the hairpin, and Miller's through. So Jack Attack up into 4th position, and Alex Marquez down into 5th position as their battle for the lead continues. 8/10 between Bagnaia and Vinales. I'm going to say it, the most exciting race was the sprint. I really hate saying it, but maybe MotoGP sprints work. Maybe they do. Oh, come on, even you've got to admit this race has been a bit of a fill.
It would have been more exciting
Whoa!
if they hadn't been able to predict all of us.
And Brinda versus Miller was almost wiping each other out at turn number 1 at Primera. And Alex Marquez right ahead of them, just trying to stay in control. Marquez back into 4th position as well.
I have to do studying, by the way, so I'm going to have to leave as soon as this is over.
Oh, all right.
Because I was massively delayed.
Okay.
Because the clocks decided, let's go forwards.
Yeah, we're now on British summertime, by the way, which means everyone's a bit cranky this morning because we lost an hour.
I went to bed at 3 because of this, because I forgot that it changed. So I thought, oh, it's 2. Oh, it's 3. Now I only get 5 hours sleep. Thank you very much, time.
Next, the clocks went forward at 2. So didn't you think, oh,
No,
it's
they
2?
went forward at 1.
Yeah, to 2.
Yes.
So you noticed that, right?
Yes. But for some reason, my brain decided, oh, do you know what? You still probably get the same amount of sleep. I was not expecting to be woken up at 9.
I got woken up at 8:45 considering my alarm was set for 7:45. It was a bit of a shock. And there, through goes Jack Miller on the inside of Alex Marquez at turn 13. He's got the move coming into Sarges, and Miller back ahead into 4th, and now Marquez having to battle Binder for 6th. Zarco, Aleix Espargaro getting involved in the mix as well. And Alex Marquez on the Ducati having to sit up coming through the gap corner at turn 15. He's going to lose out time now to Brad Binder down the straight, but he uses that Ducati slipstreaming power. Through he goes on Miller. Miller has the inside line to turn number 1. Meantime, further back, Luca Marini getting ahead of Fabio Quartararo as well into the braking zone for 9th. And did Marquez get back ahead of Miller? Yes, he did.
Ooh.
So this is what we're seeing, that the riders with the medium fronts are beginning to lose their tyre grip. Those with the hard front tyres are starting to claw back their way to the front of the field. So this is the race part 3. Part 3? Yeah, part 3. Sprint race part 1. First half of this race part 2. Now the end of the race part 3. Yeah, well, we had part 1 yesterday, didn't we? Then we had I said that in the commentary. Then we got part 2 today. Part 3 is coming through. Yeah, proof that the sprint race was better. Megan's yawning in the commentary box.
I hadn't lost an extra hour of sleep then.
Brad says, yeah, but Formula 1 is finished. Red Bull will win 23 races, so they need to commentate.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Brad. Oh, Martin's crashed!
Whoa!
Jorge Martin has crashed out of the Portuguese Grand Prix.
This got exciting.
And that is a horrible accident as well. He was running back in the pack anyway, but the front of the bike's disappeared. He's up and walking away. Now, I presume this is a turn... Oh, it's a turn 2, Meg. So it's after... Oh, he's just dropped it coming into Lagos. That's not a turn 2. That's on the top of the hill. That's turn 10. That's at Portimao, top of the hill.
He just lost it.
Yeah, weird one. It was like almost like a high side as well. Yeah, it is sector 3. So it is turn 10 and 11, Portimao. And Binder and passes Miller, so they've swapped over at the same time as well. Aleix Espargaro gets ahead of Johan Zarco. So anything you can do, I can do better. Oh, hello. Right on the outside, Aleix, feeling a bit brave, trying to pass Jack Miller.
Someone crashed.
Oh, we just had Martin go down.
I want a more exciting crash.
Yeah, Martin's out of the race, by the way. Yellow flag rescinded. Go back to green flag running. Lap 21 and 25. And if I tell you what, oh, hang on a minute, through wide goes Zarco, through goes Aleix Espargaro again. So they've swapped over now for 7th position. Well, Brad, if you say that Formula 1's done because Red Bull are going to win all 23 races, Bagnaia might just win all 42 at this rate in MotoGP, the 21 main races and the 21 sprints.
That's the way it goes in motorsport nowadays.
It's going to be maximum points for Bagnaia.
Apart from in Formula E.
Yeah, that's different racing every
That's
time.
fair game.
Whoa! And Alex Marquez gets sideswiped by Binder, who goes on the inside at turn 11 and 12. Beautiful move from Binder to get up into 4th position. This is the best we've seen Brad race in a long, long time. Not since he won. Back in round 3 in 2020. In where were we then? Czech Republic, Brno.
That's even longer than Vinales.
Long time as well. Oh, what's happened? Someone's pressed the home button on someone's in my room and we've lost TV pictures. So some idiots moved something in my room and now, well, this is handy because we can't see the TV pictures.
Do you want to go sort it and I'll cover it?
No, I'm going to say whoever... It's turn number 1 as well, 4 laps to go and they're still closing it together.
Right, so... 4 laps to go now, and it's... Right, let me look at the timing screen for a better picture because I can barely see that. Oh, and there goes my... Ah, it's back! Now I can finally see it. Right, so Bagnaia still in the lead. 1 second gap to Vinales, and it's... Just 1 second gaps all over the place. Though Bezzecchi's managed to get a 4.170 gap between him and Alex Marquez.
Someone went to the bathroom.
Does that affect things?
No, but that's I don't know what else in it. It's like someone pressed a button. Really weird, because it just came up with the home menu on Sky. Oh, and Aleix Espargaro goes wide. Zarco goes through.
Yellow.
Sector 3. Who's gone down?
Marini.
Oh.
Again. again.
Yeah, second time. Luca Marini's out of the main race here. Ooh.
His brother is literally just looking back, just like, really?
Yeah, on the Mini VR46 bike. So Bezzecchi's on the podium, Marini's out of it.
Can you imagine? That's just what Rossi's just saying while holding his, isn't it, daughter? It's like, you see what your uncle's doing? Crashing. Don't do that.
Well, that's his fourth crash of the weekend.
It is.
I heard Gavin Emmett say something about 4, and I think he's right. Crashed in practice, crashed in the sprint, crashed in the race, and crashed as well in the warm-up. Not a good look, is it? Oh, up the inside, Alicia Spargrove slipping through for 7th place and gets ahead. Whew, that was a long one. Octavia says, remember how F1 drivers used to spin out of races, just make a mistake, end up in the gravel and retire? Says a lot about how good modern drivers are, that they really make mistakes. Hello to Omi as well. Brad says Red Bull win by 1 minute, Bagnaia wins by 1 second. Yeah, but it's domination in this game. Top 3 riders, Megan, go.
Bagnaia, Vinales, Bezzecchi.
Yeah. Is that what you were feeling when I had to run up? I was only out for a minute. I was only out for a minute. Not that you could...
There wasn't much to do. That's why I was struggling. I was like,
yeah, not much.
Bagnaia is first with a 1 second gap to Vinales. We already know this, so what else am I meant to say when no one's crashing, no one's overtaking at all?
That's positive then, when you've got to lead some of these sprint races coming up this season.
I ain't going to try as hard. It's like, I'm going to turn into Dodo, just like, there's a bike, there's another bike.
Hello, Tom Dillon.
There's a bike.
Yeah, Tom Dillon, could you take over for me, please? Thank you.
Whee!
Really missing being on the Grid Network, but I just can't deal with it at the moment. My brain goes fuzzy.
Like a bunch of butterflies are clouding it.
I'll film some stuff and get it sent out, though, before we got the rest of the day.
Do you know what they've done?
What?
They've taken Outnumbered off of Netflix and had to put it onto BritBox.
The what?
Outnumbered.
Oh, I see.
I was so offended when I saw that.
2 to go in the Portuguese Grand Prix. Who's Bezzecchi? Marco Bezzecchi in 3rd position.
Bezzecchi!
Same hometown as Valentino Rossi, surprisingly. But not blood related.
Yeah, there's only one blood relation to Valentino on this track. And he's just crashed out.
Well, on this grid, yeah. Yellow sector 2, Megan. So
who's
Fernandez? Which one?
25.
Raul Fernandez.
Yeah, Raul. Which one's the older one?
Well, Raul Fernandez is 22, and Augusto Fernandez is 25. So Augusto.
So the younger one.
Yeah. Augusto Fernandez.
Not a good day for younger brothers, is it?
Madrid, Spain, yeah. Just checking they were correct brothers, not just the same name.
It isn't a good day for younger brothers. The only older brother to crash out today is Mark.
And look at that from Johan Zarco slipping through, and Alex Marquez having a battle with Binder, and Aleix with trail breaking too much. Let Zarco through. He's let Quartararo through as well. So it's all change in the mid-pack. Marquez 4th, Binder 5th, Miller 6th, Zarco 6th. And Binder's repassed Alex Marquez coming into turn 15, the Galp corner.
Who named that?
I don't know. And Zarco's passed Miller as well. And last lap, the call of the Portuguese Grand Prix. Bagnaia's going to win by half a second. Vinales is pushing him.
So you predicted this?
You, well done. You get pick a winner, Megan.
No surprises if there's a sprint race. That's going to make me go up really high in the leaderboards if there's going to be sprint races. The only positive. Yeah.
Joe Samiega, if you're watching, Megan did say about Bagnaia pre-race before the lights went out and everything.
And on air.
And on air. Marquez at the inside, retakes Binder. Binder goes way, way wide at turn 5. Zarco trying to come back in. Hasn't worked out. Well, this is a bit of a fairy tale for Pekka Bagnaia, isn't it? As he comes out of turn 8 at Samson, down the hill into turn 9 at Craig Jones. Ended the championship run with championship in Valencia.
Do you know the red lines on that track? The guide thing for you?
Zarco on the inside of Binder. Zarco goes through with a great little move.
Your track guide there?
Yes.
Is that the F1 circuit?
Some of them, yeah. And look at that. Zarco passes Binder. Binder can't get through back. Alex Marquez going to have fourth position. Zarco going to try and capitalise on anything. But Pecco Bagnaia, and Marquez goes wide. Zarco's going to go through the inside, take fourth position. Great move to the line. Marquez gets forced down. Pecco Bagnaia across the line, absolutely brilliantly, bookends the start of 2023 with a pair of wins between him. Sprint and the main race, as Stefano Domenicali, the president of Formula One, waves the checkered flag. Ducati do the double. They sprint their way to feature wins, and they lead the championship after the opener in Portimao.
Question. What grid position do you have to be right now? Do you have to be to not score points?
15. Oh!
Everyone has scored points.
With Ralph Fernandez crashing out, but being classified as he's completed 90% of the race distance, everyone gets points. That's a good.
6 people
Wow.
crashed out.
2 didn't start.
2 didn't start.
Wow. So basically, Portimao's been... Cursed, yeah.
It's Mandalore.
So, it's Francesco Bagnaia with victory in Portimao. He's 12th win of his career, alongside the sprint gold yesterday. 37 points in total now. Francesco Bagnaia leads the championship by 12 points after race 1.
Don't fall off, don't fall off, don't fall off, don't fall off. It's going too slow, it's going too slow. Sit down.
The world champion kicks off his defending year in the best possible fashion.
There's a corner.
Yeah, that's the hairpin. He's gone to the hairpin now for the F1 layout.
There's a corner, Bagnaia.
Yeah,
Thank you.
But so the red bits on my track map, they're alternative maps. The only F1 bit that's different to MotoGP is here.
Yeah, because I thought that's why I assumed it's like it's that Red Bull.
Yeah.
I mean, not Red Bull. I think Formula 1 now, I just think Red Bull.
Yeah, everybody does.
Seriously, I would like another team to just win once, please.
Baku at Alonso.
Yes, please.
The one race you're not here on your 18th birthday.
Yes, but I can pop in. It would be a nice gift.
Maverick Vinales second.
Now I've got to go in.
Great for Aprilia. Marco Bezzecchi third for Mooney VR 4016. Okay, Max, what do you make of that race?
I found it good.
Really?
Yes.
Which
It
was-
had so many crashes in it.
Which was better, Sprint or Grand Prix?
This.
The Grand Prix.
There was more crashes.
I don't know. I think I'm sold on sprints in MotoGP at the moment.
Also,
that was
it had
better
more
action.
volatile crashes.
The sprints, we'll see.
I will never choose the sprint.
I think the sprint worked because it was Portimao. It's a good track. We'll see how it is.
It won't work in others.
We'll see how it is in Argentina in a week's time at Autodromo Tomas Rodriguez. We'll see how it is there. Tomas Dominguez Rio Hondo.
Oh, before I go quickly, let's see how many steps. Okay, I did a lot more than 240 steps.
Yeah.
Minus 115 that I already did.
Yeah, you were standing and stepping a lot more in the commentary box today.
Yeah, so I don't trust this. I walk a lot more than it tells me I do. I just don't. Also, I don't take my phone everywhere I go. So it can't track that.
That is true.
Right, I've got to go study and eat now.
Right, thank you, Megan. See you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye. Let's get a word up then with BT Sports, see what they thought of it. Gavin Emmett and Neil Hodgson.
Within the rules, they've done an incredible job.
Yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it, about the rules there in World Superbike? People do question whether it is, or or whether a bike should, how much it should cost, and these sorts of things. But I think, yeah, it's sort of a lost leader to go and win that title, isn't it? But they're ruling the roost in motorcycle racing at the moment. And while they might have won in World Superbikes before, they might have won here before, way back in 2007. It's never all been at the same time, and they are dominating things. And it's up to the others. That's the job of Grand Prix racing manufacturers, is to step up to the mark, and they've all had to do it in the past. Ducati have had to do it through the 16 years that they weren't, or 15 years they weren't able to win the championship. They've had to keep plugging away and keep trying to build the best motorcycle.
Yeah, there's been plenty. There's been enough dark years for Ducati. If you think about the Valentino Rossi years.
The other years. I mean, all
Yeah,
those
the Nicky
second
Hayden
place.
years,
Yeah.
they were tough years, weren't they, where they were battling for 7th pretty much every weekend, and that was about as good as it got.
But the thing is, everyone is there or thereabouts in terms of being competitive. Last in this race, Frankie Morbidelli, 27 laps behind. I mean, Augusto Fernandez, rookie, 13th, 21 seconds behind. That's less than a second a lap.
Yeah.
Between the whole field.
Yeah, Fernandez has done, that's a good race for him.
Yeah, first ride, 13th for the Gas man. And with those 3 points, confirmed as Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
Because
being
he is
the only
the
rookie in
only
the
rookie.
championship. Quite good for you, that, Gav.
That's true, actually.
Don't say that when we've got Pecco Bagnaia on screen. He'll love every single minute of it, as Ducati will, and they'll rejoice in it. Look, what have you made of the first Grand Prix weekend, Neil, in terms of having a sprint race yesterday? Fantastic action that we saw there, not so much today. What do you think of the Grand Prix of Portugal as the opener as a whole?
I love the sprint race, so that's obviously that's every Grand Prix, so we've got that to look forward to. The lap times are incredibly close across the field. KTM have, let's say, produced a bike that's better than I was expecting. They have made a step, that's what I'm going to say about KTM. The Aprilia's definitely made a step. I think we're going to be all right. I'm not panicking. I don't think we're going to see a procession in Argentina next weekend. Like I said, it's a completely different track. The Aprilia won there last time out. Aleix Espargaro loves the place. Obviously, Maverick Vinales is going to go there with a bunch of confidence. Yeah, I'm not panicking. Hey, up. And that was his only mistake of the weekend.
Then he
and
went
that
to the
was
wrong paddock.
just going on the little bit of carpet. He lost the front.
Yeah, I'm not negative. I'm actually encouraged by Marc Marquez's performance in practice, for example, what he was able to drag out of that bike. The thing is with the Ducati, it hasn't changed too much. They'll still have a little bit of evolution, but you do feel like there is something in the Aprilia. There's margin for them to improve into. Same for the KTM, and actually, I do feel the same for the Honda. I'm less encouraged by Yamaha in this situation. I know Honda are way down. I know Honda are down in 10th and 11th with this. But the amount they tested, the amount of different things they tried, I'm not sure if Yamaha have that many things in the pipeline, where I know that Honda have a new frame, for example, that's expecting to come. So anyway, I'm encouraged, but I think we're seeing what we expected to see at the end of the weekend. Pecco with 37 points.
Yeah, he looked in control. Like I said, the pre-season went so well for him. He's super confident. Davide Todozzi, right there in shot, was telling us earlier that he seems like he's almost changed his personality. I mean, he's never going to turn into a cocky, arrogant person, but I believe his self-belief is on another level. And like I said, no mistakes all weekend, just incredible.
So let's start then hearing from the top three. We're just looking at the rear tyres of Pecco Bagnaia, and it certainly was quite exciting. It looks quite good actually, so I'm surprised at the pace he had to take the race tyre the whole way. So round of applause there. Certainly an exciting one. So we'll hear from the top three. Simon Crafar is ready in Parc Fermé to go and talk to them. Marco Bezzecchi runs over, gives a hug to Pecco Bagnaia. Maverick Vinales and him already shared a handshake a few moments ago. And the whole Ducati team congratulating the VR46 Mooney team. What a fantastic weekend. It's been a bit of a mess in terms of broadcasting and everything, because BT Sport haven't done everything right, but the race is made up for it. Good day of motor racing here across Moto3, Moto2 and MotoGP. I think the sprint was better though. Let's hear from third place man, Marco Bezzecchi, with Simon Crafar.
In his MotoGP career. He'll be talking to Simon Crafar.
It's so nice to see someone so young be able to ride like Lorenzo, speed and consistency. You did it in the test, you did it today in the race. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel very happy because yesterday I made a mistake, but I was already very fast. Today I knew that the start was the key, and I start very well. And then I tried just to push when I was behind Maverick. I just watched him and not behind. And I was very fast, but this is all for the team because they make an unbelievable job. So thanks to them, thanks to my family, my friends at home. And now we go to Argentina.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gavin?
Bezzecchi on the podium. at the opening round. Fantastic performance. You know, growing in confidence. Threw out some darts yesterday at some of the other riders in the sprint race complaining about it. He said, hey, they're the first ones to complain. You know, in the safety commission, he said 3 riders. I wonder who they were that he was having a go. 3 riders complain about moves, and then they absolutely stuffed me yesterday. And he felt that led to his crash. But today he's made it up with 16.
That's every motorcycle rider I've ever met.
Exactly.
It's sort of, Gav, you've been doing this job long enough to know.
Absolutely.
Hang on a minute. That move you've just pulled on him, is that not what you complained about last weekend? It's unacceptable.
A lot of motorcycle racers live in glass houses and have a pile of bricks alongside them.
Incredibly short memories.
Let's hear then from Maverick Vinales, finished second in the Portuguese Grand Prix. His best start to the season since 2021. Here's with Simon Crowfar.
Maverick.
Here we go.
That's the Maverick Vinales. Your employers and your fans know. How do you feel about your race today?
I feel good. I feel that the job we done this weekend was paying off. Actually quite happy. I missed sometimes the overtake. I was trying it very hard because I knew Pecco had a little bit more. But at the end I try in the last lap, braking really late. But my rear tire was already very down and I could not make anything more. But just say congratulations to my team. We worked very well, and I'm actually really happy. And that's the beginning, you know. We are building up with the team, with the new bike, and I don't know what to say. I'm just very happy. We're gonna fight in the front. That's the target, and we did it today. So just thank you.
Congratulations, Maverick.
3 podiums for him last year in that run. Germany, wasn't it? And in Assen and then in Austria. But last year, the encouraging sign started in Argentina, where he qualified 5th, if you remember. Every chance he'll be in the mix next week.
Well, before we hear anything from our race winner, Pecco Bagnaia, I got some update for you on Miguel Oliveira. Medical information, MotoGP rider 88 Miguel Oliveira is declared fit. Medical checks show only a contusion to his right leg. So that's fantastic news. That Miguel Oliveira is declared fit, and hopefully no concussion symptoms in the future coming days as well. So that's great news that at the moment he's okay. Right, let's hear then from our P1 man. 12th victory of his career, took the sprint gold yesterday, takes the main race trophy today. Our race winner with Simon Crowfar.
And you did it.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Was very long. I was not used to do the long race, but in any case, I'm very happy. We did an enormous job all the pre-season. This year we started as I wanted. Also the team wanted. So I'm very happy. We have to keep going like this. I only miss my girlfriend here, my fiancée here to be close to everybody. But in any case, I'm very happy. Thanks to my team that have done an incredible job, and thanks to the academy for the incredible job have done all the pre-season.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Right, let's head down to the paddock and Susie Perry.
Yeah, it's a perfect start, isn't it, for Pecco taking home all of the points, a hat full of points. And we're supposed we have to just hope that Marc Marquez isn't hoping to come to Portugal for his holidays anytime soon.
Man in the helicopter to get out of here today. There was a lot of angry fans, and we heard them booing as well. I mean, rightly so, that's a massive mistake, and obviously taking out Miguel Oliveira. So, yeah, not great. I think there's a big punishment coming for that.
It also ruined Jorge Martin's race, and it kind of really changed the whole complexion of the race, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. At that point, Pecco made a bit of a break. Fair play to Maverick, though. He reeled him back in, so it completely changed the face of the race. I think Jorge Martin had something to fight with Pecco and Maverick today, but, yeah, an error of judgment from Marc, and then the consequences are... When you bunch up into a hairpin like that, you have to be careful. And yeah, we're just also happy that Miguel Oliveira walked away from it. Essentially, he's off for medical checks, but that was a huge impact.
Yeah, it was a huge impact. And there was a build-up to it. Let's go back to the start of the race and just have a look at how it played out, Michael.
Yeah, the run down to turn 1, obviously the Ducatis, they're starting so good. They were going to lead the field. So immediately Jorge Martin makes the jump, but the dive down the inside from Miguel Oliveira, he wanted to lead his home GP. He was so fast, he wanted to set the pace. So it was a big lunge from Marc down into turn 3. This is all Marc's got at the moment, pushing the front, taking risks on the brakes, trying to scythe his way through. On the way off the corner, the contact with Jorge Martin nearly took him down, lost his footing. But yeah, it was a bit messy, a bit scrappy on the opening few corners.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that Marc is overriding that bike, you know. He's trying everything he can. He didn't get a great start as well, so that didn't help. And he was trying to make it you know, make it back and not lose positions. You know, contact like this, he was very, very much on the edge. I mean, I'd say that final crash was kind of coming because he's having to override that bike to stay with them. This is another sign that, you know, he's obviously a fierce competitor, but it's also a sign that the Honda is not quite there yet.
Let's have a look at that, because I want to ask you the question, Michael, about how dangerous this situation is, where you've got somebody wanting to win a world championship and having to override the bike. Where is the edge?
Well, Mark rides over the edge. That's how he gets the bike into these positions. Unfortunately for him, the rider's bunched up a little bit. You should anticipate that in the early laps into a first gear hairpin. So I think the guys braked earlier than he was anticipating. Mark typically brakes at the latest possible point. He wanted to go to the left side. There was no room. He was going to collect the rear wheel, and unfortunately the split-second decision to go to the right is what ended those consequences. So he hooked Jorge's leg. Actually, we've seen a leg broken just a few weeks ago in World Superbike from a similar incident. So Jorge Martin's lucky to get away, but the impact into the femur, into the side of Miguel Oliveira.
Huge impact. I mean, the closing speed there, Mark, it's like he forgot to brake, you know, he forgot his braking marker. And like Michael said, when you're in the pack, it's the first laps. Sometimes everybody brakes a little bit earlier and there's not full attack mode, and he was clearly in full attack mode, but that's a big mistake, so he really misjudged that. That's that image, you know, at the start, obviously Mark just fighting to hold his position there. So yeah,
this is the first time that some of these riders will have seen this.
It's a huge mistake, and they can see, they know the impact, you know, when you see Mark collecting Miguel Oliveira there on his leg. I mean, I really hope he's all right, because this is a massive impact. The front wheel straight in the side of the leg, in the ribs, you know, all the wings of the bike getting into you. I mean, if Miguel is not injured with this, he's very, very lucky.
Yeah, he is, because it slammed right into his back, didn't it? You could hear the reaction from the boys there. So you can really see that tells the tale of how bad that was. I suppose there will be people at home saying, with the build-up to that, which we showed earlier, with the already tapping Miguel and the build-up of... Should Mark have anticipated it with all his experience?
Yeah, in some ways, yes. It is a little bit of a rookie error, but Mark, it's not a red mist, it's just an aggression. He fights, knowing that he has to push as late as possible on the brakes just to stay in touch. So it's his riding style, it is his MO at the moment. He's trying to make up for the deficit he's at with his machine. So I'm slightly sympathetic to his plight, but at the same time, with all his experience and knowing how good he is in the battle, he shouldn't make mistakes like that. So there's a penalty coming, and it is deserved.
Really is. As onto the podium come the winners from the Portuguese Grand Prix. Onto the podium now here at Portimao. Fantastic run here as well. Ducati going to be so domination, I think, this season as well. They've got about 8,000 bikes in the field as well. The Constructors' Trophy presented to the Lenovo Ducati team as well. Another win under their belts in 2023 after winning the sprint yesterday. Third place trophy presented to Marco Bezzecchi. It's his second ever MotoGP podium. He's 26th of his MotoGP career across all three classes. Second place for Maverick Vinales. And it's 32nd career podium in the Premier class across all three classes and the 125cc category. It's his 72nd podium. And for Pecco Bagnaia, it's his 21st MotoGP podium, 44th of his career across all classes. His 22nd overall race victory, but his 12th Premier Class win. The champion starts off 2023 as he means to go on with race victory in the opener, with the sprint and the feature. Maximum attack points going to Argentina. We will hear the Italian national anthem. Maximum attack, a fantastic run a fantastic achievement. Maximum attack. Here's your results then. It's Pecco Bagnaia who takes victory here as the champagne flies in Portimao. Maverick Vinales is second with Marco Bezzecchi third. Johan Zarco fourth, Alex Marquez fifth. Brad Binder sixth, Jack Miller seventh, Fabio Quartararo is eighth, Alicia Spargo is ninth, and Alex Rins in 10th. Further down, it's Johan Mir 11th, Taki Nakagami 12th. Then we see 13th Augusto Fernandez, 14th on the board as well for Franco Morbidelli, 15th Raul Fernandez out of the race, as well as Luca Marini, Jorge Martin, Fabio Di Giannantonio, Miguel Oliveira and Marc Marquez all taken out. In terms of the world standings, only 17 riders have scored points across the two races this weekend. Francesco Bagnaia leads on 37 points. He's 12 clear to Maverick Vinales on 25. Marco Bezzecchi's on 16, a point clear to Johan Zarco on 15. He's level on points with Jack Miller. Alex Marquez has 12 points, Alicia Spargo 11. Brad Binder has 10 points. 9 points for 9th place, Jorge Martin. And Fabio Quartararo, only 8 points to his name in 10th. Marc Marquez has 7 in 11th. And then we get Alex Rins is 12th on 6 points. Johan Mir 13th on 5. Takiki Nakagami 14th on 4. 15th for Augusto Fernandez with 3, the same as Miguel Oliveira in 16th. And Franco Morbidelli in 17th with 2 points. Well, what a run we've got then coming into 2023. Let's have a quick word with Davide Tardozzi.
Today, a perfect start for Ducati with Francesco Bagnaia, full points. It must be fantastic for you to see the success of the Ducatis.
Yeah, you know, it's really important for us to start, not like last year, you know, because last year, at the beginning of the season, we had some problem, and so this year seems a little bit better. So we are quite happy about the job that we did during the winter. And for sure the season will be really long, but anyway, we fight.
Gigi, compared to last year, obviously it's a very different situation, like you just said. Can you explain to us how you changed the approach to turn up at the first race in such a good form?
You know, the real problem of the MotoGP at the moment is that we have not a lot of winter tests. And so during these tests you cannot improve a lot the bike, and you cannot make you know, big steps without the comparison with the riders, and so last year we did this mistake. We understand this, so this year we change a little bit our mentality. We improve a little bit in the area where we are quite sure about that. This is a real improvement, and this is the difference.
Gigi, obviously it must be a very proud moment for you. In World Superbike, everyone wants to penalise your rider. Here in MotoGP, everyone's complaining about 8 Ducatis, all capable of winning, but you've had to go through some tough roads to get there, so it must be a very proud moment standing here with all the success Ducati are now receiving.
Yeah, but anyway, I think it's better to stay with the foot on the ground, and because the season is for sure really long, we have to introduce something during the season for sure, because our the other manufacturer for sure will do that, and so you know, we have to take the foot on the ground.
Gigi, it's no secret that you've led the field in the aero in MotoGP. How much of the success of the Ducati comes down to being ahead in that area, do you think?
Yeah, the aerodynamics is really important at the moment in MotoGP, and I think that there are some space for improvement on that area, because we started quite late, and I think that we can introduce some other modification during the next years.
And what do you think about the advancements of Aprilia and KTM trying to get closer to you?
Yeah, you know, this is important, this is normal. They did a good job during the winter. Also last year Aprilia did quite well with Espargaro, so for sure it will be a difficult season, not easy like it seems.
Gigi, horsepower-wise, are we at the maximum, or is it possible to get more to the ground with aerodynamic developments?
Every year we would like to improve a little bit the power of the engine, you know. To pass the others on the straight is the easiest way to overtake the others, and so it's really important for the strategy during the race.
Fantastic to hear from Gigi Delineo there as well. And we're going to leave you, but we've got some breaking news that I think everybody might just like to hear. And it is due to Marc Marquez. Medical info, possible fracture to the first metacarpal bone in MotoGP rider 93 Marc Marquez's right hand. He will do further examination at Diox Hospital in Barcelona. So it looks like Marc Marquez might have a problem with his hand and a metatarsal bone being broken as well. So a lot has come out of that. We'll also expect a bigger penalty for Marc Marquez for that incident. But I'll tell you one thing, the first weekend of the year, littered with accidents, littered with riders injured as well. It has been a shocking start to the season in terms of the amount of injuries we've had. But as a new generation and a new history comes in with MotoGP, not been bad. Great sprint race. I'm now looking back, I think that was the best race of the weekend. I want to see it in a different track because I think Portimao gives it an unfair advantage. It's sort of a good circuit to race at anyway. So we'll see what the sprint's like next weekend at Terminus for the Argentine Grand Prix. I think the main race suffered a little bit late on with the pack spreading out a bit. But you've got to admire the Ducatis. A domination effect from them is exactly what they wanted to do coming in. And it has worked for them. Fantastic season's opener, I think, as well for MotoGP. Now, coverage details. You can join us on Monday for highlights of the Moto3 and Moto2 race as well. We commentated on the whole race. We'll put that on, and then you can timestamp and you can watch along with it afterwards as well. The reason MotoG3 and Moto2 aren't live for every race this year is because sometimes it's just impossible to sync everything okay because of the other series we cover. So Moto3 and Moto2 will be on tomorrow. You can also then join us as well next week because we head down under for the Australian Grand Prix. Formula 1, Formula 2 and Formula 3, the two series there making their debut alongside the premier class of Formula 1. We're going to be in for a very long night in Australia. It's going to be a lot of fun as well. Also, you can join us for MotoGP. We'll be live for qualifying, the sprint and the race next week as well for the Premier Class. Highlights of the practice sessions and Sunday warm-up will be on throughout the weekend. You can also then join us on Monday again for Moto3 and Moto2's reaction. And you can also join us next week as IndyCar returns as well. All going to be absolutely fun as well. Just quickly, qualifying from 2 p.m. as well for Argentina next weekend. This is all British summertime. Sprint race at 6:45 as well in the evening. Race day, well, we'll be underway for that as well at 6:45 p.m. with lights out at 7. So, opening weekend done here. Next up, it's Argentina for MotoGP. And it's going to be a Ducati domination of that circuit. It has been before. Can Yamaha get their bike fixed and get it back up? Can Honda keep Marc Marquez on terra firma? We'll find out when we head to Terminus in 7 days' time. Season done then here. And in the Algarve of Portugal, it's domination from one man. The world champion, Pecco Bagnaia, kicks off with a sprinty, tasty, fun future. Double wins, double delight. Thanks for your company. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.